now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Let's do it. Woo. It is Monday, November 18th, 9 a.m.-ish. How we doing, kids? How you guys doing out there? Good? Great, grand, wonderful. Fresh off the mother trucking plane from Biloxi, Mississippi. You fellas ever been to Biloxi, Mississippi?
No, sir.
Nope, me neither. I've been everywhere. Never been to the South like Biloxi, Mississippi. It's on the beach. It is beachfront property in the South. And it is, I didn't realize how close to Alabama it is, how close to Florida. It's, I don't know, you just never really think about it. Pretty little town. You know, just like anywhere, you go a few blocks to the left, few blocks to the right, you're in First 48, you know. You're on an A&E show or History Channel. But best food I ever had in my life. I've had a lot. I live in L.A., been in New York a jagillion times, been to Texas, been to all the top restaurants, and it's good. But then there's a place called Mary Mahoney's in Biloxi, Mississippi. They do gumbo. They do shrimp. They do crab. They do Rockefeller oysters. It is hands down, straight up. No glaze here. Straight up the best food I've ever had in my life. I ate there for lunch and dinner. I looked at my manager, Lex, when we were eating there. We got the recommendation from the great Chase Sherman, who's from that area. He goes, you got to try it. It started in the 1700s. It's like 1760-something the restaurant first started, that building started. And then it has a 2,000-year-old tree in front of it. Definitely haunted. It's so good. They've cooked for the White House.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so it's famous.
Yeah, I guess. It's...
Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that.
Bro, I had these Rockefeller oysters, and, I mean, it is just stupendous. Shout out to Biloxi, Mississippi. Shout out to Gamebred. I had a great time. We get into Gamebred, but there is a lot to get into. Talk about a festival weekend if you're a fight fan. My Lanta, there's a lot going on. We can start off with Tyson, Jake Paul. Did you guys watch it in here, first of all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my bad. Of course we did. Thoughts?
Overall?
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of called it. It would go the distance. Jake would win. Jake carried him. It wasn't fun to watch Mike kind of labor around the last 7 rounds. He looked okay coming out, and then it faded almost instantaneously. There was kind of the weird glove biting was a little weird.
Apparently, that's like it's a tick form, I guess.
Yeah, he said it was just a tick. I was happy that Jake did take his foot off the gas. Yeah, he said in the post fight, like, I didn't need to hurt him out there. That's not what this was about. So I thought good on Jake for doing that.
The respect. You think that kid gets 8.5? If he would have like just put it on Mike in the like 5th, 6th, 7th round, like got him out of there, but it'd been such a bad look.
What's interesting is we didn't really we were saying there's no real upside for Jake. There's no way for him to actually win this. We didn't consider him taking it easy on Mike in the later rounds and kind of carrying him to show that kind of mercy and then like the respect at the end. This was the only way, which I didn't see.
See, I still don't think he got it because now the narrative is, right, and this happens after every Jake Paul fight or Logan Paul fight, the narrative is it's fake.
Right.
Oh, it's all scripted, it's fake. Let's go through that argument if his fights are fakes or fake. You can say whatever you want about Jake. I know there's a lot to say about him, good or bad. The narrative that's fake is just so stupid. We got to get more creative if you're going to hate on the guy, especially with his boxing career. So if it's fake, you think he's only has 1 loss to Tommy Fury. So you think Tommy Fury is the only guy with morals? The only guy who can't be paid off? You think Tommy Fury just what? is the only guy out of all of them. You think your beloved Nate Diaz, for a lot of you up there in Sacramento, you think Nate Diaz was able to be bought off? Does that make any sense? You think Woodley, who's one of the greatest welterweights of all time, is going to take the embarrassment, is going to take all this horrible hate, all this trash talk for money? You think all these guys are going to throw away their legacy just so they can get starched by Jake Paul? You think Woodley and Jake Paul decide, let's make it extremely boring for most of the fight in the rematch, and then you knock me out cold later in the rounds? You think that it just doesn't add up, guys? I get it. You don't like the kid. I get it. He's put boxing, on the map there for what he's doing. He's not the representative that you guys want, but the narrative that it's fake is so stupid. It's just not a good angle. It's not. Because if that's your defense, it's like, so Tommy Fury's, out of all his opponents, the only one who has the morals to go, no. You're talking about the guy who's a reality star? That guy? That guy? It's so stupid. With Mike Tyson, again, now that he didn't, Mike didn't knock him out, and I love the narrative. Dude, man, look at Mike on the pads before. Where was this Mike? Oh, clearly scripted. You don't know shit about fighting. You're talking about practice. You're talking about mitt work. And hate to tell you, he didn't look that great. Hate to tell you also, who knows what you're seeing, how long ago that is. He's 58, man. He's 58. I told you guys from the jump, and I post about this, the very jump of this thing never made sense to me. No upside in any facet. Netflix isn't fight fans. They don't give a shit. All they care about is views. And this got over 60 million views, not just 60 million, per household. So unless you're some weirdo living by yourself or in this Netflix, and there's a lot of young men out there, no hate on that, but most people have families, friends. So times that by, at the very least, probably 3.
You mean people like sharing an account?
No, so if you watch at my house,
Gotcha.
I have my father-in-law,
Gotcha.
my mother-in-law, my wife, my 3 kids. That's 6. But if you don't want to count kids, take them out, you got 3. I'd say the average household in America is probably 3, I assume.
3, 4.
Wish we had a computer to look that up.
Why is this? Okay, never mind.
But let's say it's 3. So times that 60 million by at least 3, maybe 4. 120, 180 million people watch that fight.
2.5.
2.5. Right on the docket there. Right there.
Did you guys have any stream issues? Did it freeze?
I was working. I was commentating Gamebred when this fight was going on, so I had no issues.
Right.
I watched it after in the hotel up super late. Got an hour of sleep. And you know what? It was a mistake.
Oh, really?
It was so boring.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
I don't remember. What was there?
Oh, yeah, it was a big issue.
It was a massive issue.
So the thing for Netflix, so let's just call it even. It says 2.5. Let's say it. So let's say low end 120 million people watched. Netflix like, yep, we're in. So it doesn't matter. I told you guys, this is the Trojan horse to get live sports on Netflix. This is the Trojan horse, if you are a UFC fan, to get UFC's foot in with Netflix. That's all this is. Now they need to button up. You better get that shit going. You better figure out that streaming service, because remember, they also have an NFL game on Christmas Day on there. And I don't know what the average NFL game gets. What's the average viewership of NFL game on Christmas? Is it over 60 million?
I don't know. It's high.
It's high. Everybody watching NFL.
Specifically on Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not Super Bowl. All right, so half. 30. 30.
Yeah, they had some audio issues, some technical difficulties. Apparently, a lot of people had freezing. It didn't freeze for me, and then they kind of reframe it as like, oh, we crashed Netflix because so many people were watching. I don't know.
I had to watch it through Discord. I don't have Netflix, so my friend is on Discord and allowed me to watch it through that.
That's illegal too.
No, it's not. It's through his Discord. Fine, we'll take it up.
No, you're fine. That's the other thing. How many people legally stream this? So if I'm telling you 120 million, let's say add another minimum 10. These young kids, dude, are savages.
But they also have Netflix. I feel like Chin's the only person on the planet without Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll just do YouTube. That's it.
That's fair. But some people, just to despite Jake Paul, are like, I'm not giving him any credit. I'm going to illegally stream this thing. Okay. So let's say there's 5 million of those weirdos out there. Either way, it was a success for Netflix. Despite the results of the fight. Okay there, folks. I got some thrilling news to share with everybody. Don't skip past this ad. BIOptimizers Black Friday mega sale is in full swing right now. Don't wait till Black Friday. It's just not a one-day thing. It's happening throughout the entire month of November. This mega deal is available only for you guys, only with this promo code. So listen up. Now, you already know that I have unwavering trust in BIOptimizers, as I've always mentioned, okay? It's part of my daily routine, my nightly routine. These guys are the real deal. Plus, they back up their product with a rock-solid 365-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked if you don't love it, but you will, all right? So I know we all have those never-ending Black Friday wish lists, but this year I challenge you to put your health at the top of that list. It's important to get healthy. Now's the time of the year when you fill up your shopping carts and stock up on BIOptimizers goodness. Head on over to BIOptimizers.com/Schaub, all lowercase. Enter the code Schaub at checkout to get discounts plus access to up to $100 in free gifts with purchase. Trust me when I say this, you won't find a better Black Friday deal anywhere else, not even on the company website, not even on Amazon. Choose health over unnecessary things this Black Friday. Health is numero uno. Go to BIOptimizers.com/Schaub, all lowercase. Use the code Schaub to get your discounts and free gifts today. You know, the best fight by far on the card was Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. There's a lot of backlash with that. She got robbed. Nobody got robbed. Nobody got robbed. Katie Taylor did a great fucking job. Rest card, just pure trash. That's the problem with boxing. If Jake, he's doing a lot of things right. If you could fix it, make a good card, dude. Make a good card. Take a page out of the UFC. That's why they're so successful. Take a page out of one championship. Gamebred. They stack their cards, man. They make an event. Especially if you're only doing 1 or 2 a year. What are you doing, dude? Stack the card. Stack the motherfucking card. Yeah, I don't know. For Netflix, insanely successful. I don't know where they go from here. Like I said this before, maybe it's just a thing where they just wanted to try live sports. They didn't care who it was, see if it was a success, and it was. So then, is this just a live sports play to test that out before they do the big, Christmas Day NFL? Or is this, again, the business of Jake Paul? Because here's my thing. Now what? If you're Jake Paul, now what? He calls out Canelo. That ain't ever happening. That'd be a terrible idea. But good for him. Good for him. Mike, look, 58. It's all good. So I told you, it's a win-win for Mike. It's a win for Netflix and a win for Mike. Win for Jake, too, in the overall scheme of things. But yeah, I don't know what anybody expected. I see everybody on social media upset. It's like, what the fuck? The fuck? The fuck? What were you guys expecting, man? So that is what it is. This weekend, I would say that with the Jake Paul fight, Mike Tyson, with the Jon Jones Stipe, it's 2 fights that not a ton of people asked for, but everybody watched. Like, no one was like, oh, my God, I have to see Mike Tyson at 58. I am just salivating for this. I can't wait to see him get back in there. Said nobody. Oh, I just can't wait for 42-year-old Stipe to come back after 4 years. His last fight, he got knocked out by Francis. I am just foaming at the dick for him to perform.
It was an old guy weekend.
It was an old guy weekend. Shout out to old guys. And they got dealt with. And with Stipe, I said this wouldn't be a fight that Jon Jones comes in and mops the floor with him. I said Stipe's a lot tougher than you think, and it's going to be a tough fight for Jon. Well, I'm a little biased when it comes to Stipe. Stipe came to Denver right when he signed in the UFC. I've trained with Stipe. I know Stipe pretty well. I didn't take into my own account, if let's say I got a fight in Gamebred or Nate Diaz wanted to fight me or something like that, and I got back into camp. At 41, and the last time you saw me, there's going to be a pretty big difference. It's just doesn't matter how hard I train, who's my coaches, the peptides, TRT, transcendcompany.com/Schaub. I feel great. Feel fantastic. There's not enough drugs in the world to make me look like I'm 27 again, 28, 29, 30. There's nothing we can do. Your reaction time, the speed, there's nothing we can do. And for Stipe, if you go back and look at Stipe when he fought JDS, even when he fought Francis when he lost, if you watch him, and I was there live when he fought Francis the first time and beat him, you go back and look at that Stipe, it's a different human being. So when I think about the Jon Jones performance, I thought Jon looked fantastic. And if Jon, when he was, his reign at light heavyweight, if you had to rank him, if this was a video game, you have to give him a ranking at 1 out of 10, he was an 11. Unbeatable. Greatest to ever do it. 28-0. You know how fucking hard. That's the most impressive thing in all of professional sports. Not Tom Brady in his rings, not Jordan, not LeBron, not Ronaldo. What Jon Jones has done in mixed martial arts at the highest level, at the light heavyweight division, in the prime of the division, for him to go undefeated is the most impressive feat in all of sports. That's why he's the greatest of all time. That's why he's top 5 to me athletes of all time. Hands down. But that being said, and Jon looked good. Jon looked good. So if in his prime, when he's just running through everybody, he was an 11 on a video game, after Father Time went, hey, bud, what is he, 38, 39? Hey, bud. Tapped him on the shoulder. If he was an 11 back then, Jon, the version we got Saturday night that beat the brakes, he's 37. 15 years in the UFC? All those miles, all the training, all that stuff. If Jon was an 11 back in 2018, 2017, 2016, compared to now, he's probably a 7 now. His reaction time, his speed, maybe an 8. So there's some things I went, oof, he fights Tom Aspinall, that might be an issue. So some of the stuff Stipe landed, and Stipe, if Stipe was a 10, when we saw him, when Stipe was, beating the likes of JDS, Orlovsky, Nogueira, really doing his thing when he was in his prime, if he was a 10, he's probably a 4 now, maybe a 3. Go back and watch some of his older fights. You're like, oh my God, this is a different human being. It almost looks like it's painful for him to walk. He's just very, very stiff, like everything's stiff. And to me, this is the key thing, and nobody's talking about this. He gets finished, right, with that spinning heel kick. Which, for a heavyweight to jump off the ground and land a spinning heel kick is insane. That's how good Jon is. Jon absolutely dominated him. It was like a walking heavy bag. So he's able to get off on him and do his thing and not really get touched. Stipe said this. Stipe is not a guy that, asks for the mic, doesn't like cameras. He's a family man. He's a firefighter. Rogan gave him the mic. Goes, so is this it? He goes, yeah, I'm done. Thank God. And walked out. I don't think Stipe really wanted to do this. I don't think he did. I think he's been done for a long time. He knows his body is a fraction of what it used to be. He can't really put his best foot forward. He's just lucky to move his foot forward at all at this point. And have you ever heard in any sport, especially mixed martial arts, especially the UFC, a guy of that caliber, you're talking about an all-time great heavyweight, an all-time great, Hall of Famer, first ballot. They give him the mic. There's no special thing. There's nothing there. He goes, I'm done. Thank God. Get me the fuck out of here. Thank God this bullshit's over. I don't want to be here in the first place. Give me my goddamn check. There's no after party. There's nothing to celebrate. I want to go back, fight fires, raise my kids. The key moment for me in that fight, and put it in a nutshell, I'm done. Thank God. That's how I felt about it. Thank God. Get me the fuck out of here. What'd you think was going to happen? I'm fucking 42, man. I don't feel great. I don't want to do this. It hurts. It hurts to get up in the morning. Yeah, it's going to be, it's miserable going to camp, running, doing road work, getting in shape. I haven't done this in 4 years, man. And I have to fight fucking Jon Jones. Yeah, thank fucking God it's over. Get me out of here. That's what he did. Yeah, get me the fuck out of here. Thank God. You can keep this bullshit. The greatest American heavyweight we've ever seen. Yeah, get me the fuck out of here. I'm gonna go fight fires, dude. Raise my kids. Get me the fuck out of here. You guys happy? Probably looking at his management, his wife. Everyone good? Did you get what you want? I broke my fucking ribs. Like fucking spinning heel kick by this fucking monster. We good? Can I retire now? I did it for you guys. Stipe wasn't fighting for himself. You can clearly see that. He didn't fight for himself. He didn't want to be in there. So, a lot of unanswered questions still with Jon at heavyweight. A lot of unanswered questions. Because think about his heavyweight run. Cyril Gane. You guys a white belt at best. We didn't learn anything there. He looked out of shape. And then this one, basically a version of shell of Stipe. We've never seen Stipe like that. And he teed off on him. He looked good. His striking looked good. That takedown was filthy. Filthy. What? And then his ground and pound still there. I think his IQ is the highest we've ever seen. That's what makes him so special. So I think Jon's going to be able to stick around and beat 99.9 of the heavyweights. I don't know if this version of Jon beats Aspinall. Because when Jon would engage, and you could tell Jon is not going to engage and does not want to entertain on the feet with these heavyweights. He knows one shot can end his entire legacy. He goes, hell no. Takes him down, beats him up, a lot of teep kicks, a lot of midsection work, mix it up, confuse the guys. You know, he's doing his thing. But as soon as they start throwing those heavyweight hooks and straight rights, he's out. Fuck no. Runs off. Literally runs off. But that's what he did that even at light heavyweight. He resets, runs, and gets back to the center of the octagon. No. Reset. Heavyweight, even more so. Hell no. Reset. The issue with that, when you're older and you slow down, that reset, Stipe's too old and his reflex aren't there to keep up. So when Jon resets, he was able to get out. Tom's just getting to his prime. Tom can stay on you. He can cut you off so you never get out. And when you turn your back, Tom can keep going. Via Stipe, JDS. Remember, Stipe kept trying to get out. Boom, boom, boom. JDS was trying to turn his back and reset. He got that from Jon Jones. So when guys turn their back and they try to get out, they get lit up. The younger guys like, what the fuck are you doing? With the veterans, you can kind of do that and get out and reset. So that could be an issue for Jon. Jon will have a significant advantage. Just experience, IQ, reach, kicks over Aspinall. Aspinall, I can guarantee, will get taken down unless he just starches him on the feet right away. The speed is the biggest issue for Jon and Tom Aspinall. It's a major liability for Jon. The speed, and even Stipe landed some punches. So I just, there's a lot we don't know. We don't know. Let's take a little break here, kids, and get right back into UFC 309. The Emirates NBA Cup is here. You can win big getting in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. All 30 teams split into 6 groups every Tuesday and Friday, playing for the right to advance in single elimination in-season tourney. And it all leads to the NBA Cup Championship in Vegas. First time, here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code SCHAUB. That's code SCHAUB for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Bet. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/bball.
And here's the issue of why you're not going to get Jon versus Tom Aspinall anytime soon. Jon does not need it. That's the issue. That's why you're not going to get it. Jon's already cemented. Heavyweight champ, defending heavyweight champ, greatest light heavyweight of all time, greatest fighter of all time. He doesn't need anything. You think him being Tom Aspinall cements his legacy? No. Doesn't do anything for him. Does nothing. He could stop right now. He's the greatest of all time by far. No one will ever touch his records ever again. Not even close. He's the Wayne Gretzky of MMA. You ever seen Wayne Gretzky's stats? No one's fucking touching him. That's how dominant he was. Jon's the exact same way. No one will ever get close, especially this day and age. So Jon's good. And this is actually an issue. Jon's good. Tom Aspinall and UFC are not. The heavyweight division is a nightmare, meaning it's trash. It's horrible. It's not good. It's not good. So UFC, and this is good for Jon. For the UFC, they're looking at it going, what the fuck do we do if Jon doesn't come back and fight Tom? What do we do? Well, he'd relinquish the title. Okay, and Tom's your champ. Who's he going to fight? The winner of Cyril Gane Volkov? That sells 7 pay-per-views. Sergey? Hey, you already beat him. Almeida? I don't think so, man. Chris Blades? Yeah, he beat him. That's done. Stipe? Yeah, he's fucking done. Tiberia? No, what are we doing? Rosenstruck? The fuck, dude? Derek Lewis? Been there. What are you going to do? Taito Vasa? The fuck are we going to do? Great for Jon, terrible for Tom. Because here's the thing. Again, I'm going to reinforce this. Jon Jones' legacy is great no matter what. It's cemented. He's already done it all. Tom needs him. If Tom doesn't fight Jon, we don't know how great Tom can be. Tom will never get his flowers if he doesn't fight Jon. It's horrible for Tom if Jon retires. Let's say Tom goes undefeated. He's a 5-6 time defending champion. But look who he's defending against. Let's go through it. Let's say that Jon retires, never fights him, which is more likely to happen than not, to be honest with you. I know you don't want to hear this. That's more likely is that Jon does not fight Tom. And then Tom never becomes the freaking greatest of all time. He can't. It's literally impossible. So let's say Jon retires. They do Cyril Gane. Let's say Cyril Gane beats Volkov. He's probably favored. Let's say he beats Volkov and he beats Cyril Gane. Okay? Jon already beat him. And Francis beat him. Tom can't fight Francis. Tom can't fight Jon. All right, so he beat Cyril Gane to defend his title. Great job, dude. That was sick. Sold 18 pay-per-views. Maybe we're doing a fight night in London. I don't know. Okay. And then let's say Volkov wins. Okay, you defend against Volkov. Been there, done that. Cool, man. That's not Jon. That's not Francis. Pavlovich, we've already seen. Chris Blades, you've already beat. You already beat him. What current heavyweight, 2 through 15, 2 through fucking 50, is going to cement Aspinall as the greatest heavyweight in the world? You guys can say, oh, Tom would have beat Jon. Maybe. Tom would have beat Francis. Maybe. So for Tom to become who he's destined to be, he has to fight Jon Jones. If he doesn't, it's a fucking shit show. And you know what the only reason Jon doesn't fight Tom? It's the only reason. The whole narrative that some of the media wants to run with, and they couldn't be more fucking off, it drives me nuts, saying that Jon's ducking Stipe or ducking Tom Aspinall is ridiculous. That's not true in any facet. It just comes down to fucking money. And why is that? Because Jon doesn't have to do it. So this whole narrative of Jon going, I'd rather fight Alex. He needs me, I don't need him. He needs more wins. That's all negotiating from Jon. What Jon say when they give him the mic? Rogan kind of pushed it on him. You got an interim heavyweight champion that should be next. Says, agree. They show me the money. I'll give you what you guys want. That's all this is. So don't be upset at Tom. Don't be upset at Jon. Don't say he's ducking, which does nothing to him. He's fucking 37 years old. You call him a duck, it does not matter in any facet. Hate to tell you guys. The only reason you would not get this, and you should be very upset, is the UFC does not pay Jon what he's worth. That's it. And he's worth every fucking penny. The only reason you didn't get Francis versus Jon is because the UFC didn't pay Francis what he thought he was worth. Francis isn't scared. Jon's not scared. Tom Aspinall's not scared. No fighter in the UFC, hate to tell you journalists out there, is scared of another man. You don't get to a championship level being scared of anybody. It's fun. I know it gives you content. Oh, he's ducking him. Come on. That's not real. Because Jon has a lot of advantages over Tom Aspinall. A lot. Aspinall has a few. Speed, youth. That's it. Jon is a fucking Swiss Army knife in there. Tom's a very quick machete. So the only reason which this fight doesn't happen, the odds are better that it doesn't happen. The UFC has to pay him what he thinks the UFC has to pay him what he thinks he's worth, and for him to take this significant risk to fight the younger, not a huge name contender. What's that worth to the UFC? And it's very short-sighted if the UFC doesn't pay, because if you don't pay, Tom will never be the champion you need him to be. He can't. It's literally impossible. He can't fight Francis. He can't fight Jon. He fights the rest of the bums in the heavyweight division that nobody gives a fuck about. So you have this great English champion who's more talented than 99.999 guys to ever fight in the UFC, and it's never going to be enough because we're always going, man, I wish he would have fought Francis. Man, I wish he would have fought Jon. And the only reason he didn't is because the UFC's being super frugal. It's the only reason you're not getting this. Nobody's scared of anyone. You got to stop that. People saying that he's ducking Tom don't know fighting. They don't know the way the sausage is made. I know it's fun to say. I know you don't like Jon because you don't do interviews. I get all that. I'm with you. That's fine. It's just not real. You saying he's ducking Jon is the same narrative as saying Jake Paul fights are scripted. It's fucking stupid. It doesn't make any sense. I know it gets you views. I know it gets you clicks. I know there's few people out there that agree with you. It's not real. It's just not real. It's like saying Michael Jordan's scared of Magic Johnson. That's fucking stupid, right? Tom Brady's scared of that Tampa Bay. What the fuck are you talking about? These guys are competitors. That's not real, guys. It's not real. What's real is Jon doesn't have to do any of it. The only reason he will entertain it is if he makes life-changing money. And life-changing money for Jon is a lot of fucking money. That's what he wants. That's what the UFC has. UFC can do that. If they don't do that, Jon is a guy who doesn't need anything. He is set. Figure it the fuck out and quit complaining. Quit sending him duck emojis. It's fucking childish. Quit saying he's ducking. That's fucking stupid. Any other brain busters? That division's so bad. They need him so bad. It's great for Jon. And for you people out there that are fighter pay and they got to do what's right. Finally, a guy, it's so rare this happens, Conor McGregor, Jon Jones. It's so rare a guy has negotiating power against the UFC. You know the shit you have to go through to get a leg up on the UFC? The machine is designed for you not to get a leg up on them. You have to be impossibly fucking undeniably good. One of one in this lifetime to get even an inch on the UFC. There's only been 2 guys to ever do it. One is Conor McGregor. The other is Jon Jones. This is a negotiating tactic by Jon Jones. And for you not to figure it out and for you not to defend Jon and stand by him while he negotiates to trying to get a bag for his last fight, because there's nothing else after this. Just so everyone knows. It's not like, oh, maybe Jon can come back. There's no other fight that will make him get out of bed and train. There's nothing. This is the only fight. And for him to finally, after 15 years, going undefeated in the toughest sport in the world, where he can lose by any weird spinning elbow, knee, it's never happened to him. Ever. It's unheard of. It will never happen again. I can almost guarantee you will never see another Jon Jones again dominating like this. He has a leg up on the UFC. You should be celebrating this. You should be supporting him. Get your bag, dude. Not, oh, you're ducking him. No. Get your fucking bag. If anyone's earned it, it's this guy. He's 28-0 in mixed martial arts at the highest level over 15 years. When you say nobody's earned anything, nobody deserves anything, you're out of your fucking mind. If I've ever seen a case, if I've ever seen a resume for a fighter to demand a certain amount of pay and actually get it, it's Jon Jones. It will never happen again. So pick a lane. Either you want fighters to get compensated what they're worth, or you want them just to fight whoever the fuck all they tell them to fight and get taken advantage of and not get taken care of and not get paid their dues and suffer from it down the road and all the years of training. Or should he stick to his guns? Because you finally have a guy that has a fucking leg up on the UFC and can do that. And finally, after 15 years, doesn't need anyone or anything to be considered the greatest of all time. And all he's asking is, pay me like I'm the greatest of all time. Pay me to take the chance of fighting your young lion who needs me. I don't got to do shit. I'm 28-0, 29-0, where the fuck he is. Pay me. People go, oh, you're ducking him. Just get in there. It's the right thing to do. Shut up. Because if you're going to cry about fighters not being compensated and not getting taken care of, and then when a guy finally does, you shit on him, well, that doesn't make sense, does it? That's fucking stupid in the grand scheme of things, isn't it? It's kind of ridiculous when you say it out loud, isn't it? It makes no fucking sense, y'all. Jon Jones to fight Tom Aspinall should be the highest paid fighter of all time. It's just not another fight. It's the biggest heavyweight fight in UFC history. You have the greatest of all time to ever do it. Will never be done again. Older, slower reaction times, not fighting his true weight class against the young British fucking lion, and he's a monster. And for the first time ever in Jon Jones' career, realistically, I think he came out as a slight dog against Cyril Gane. You guys are fucking stupid. We all know he was an underdog. Like, to be a true underdog, he will be a true underdog against Tom Aspinall. And y'all want to pay him the same? Well, that's fucking stupid, isn't it? But you signed the contract. Shut up. You guys make no sense out there. For the first time ever in his career, He has to put his entire legacy up so your champion can fulfill his dreams and go on for his destiny of being the greatest to ever do it. And he has all the skill. Tom has all that skill. That's Tom. So you need this in order for your business in heavyweight to flourish, but you don't want to pay him? Well, it's stupid. And then the media and the fans are going to jump on Dana White's side. That's fucking stupid. That's like defending the Waltons with Walmart. You know how stupid that is? You finally got a guy that has a leg up on the UFC. Do you know what that takes? Do you know how special Conor McGregor is in his prime? You know how insane that was? You know how insane it is for Jon Jones to go 28-0? It's damn near impossible. It will never happen again. So yeah, you pay that guy. You don't shit on him. You don't say he's scared of Tom Aspinall, because that's fucking stupid. It's not helping the fighter. Okay? Can you guys please stop that? Are we done? Let's take a little break, then we get right back into the chit chat about UFC 309, Jones and Stipe. This episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. They're in the business of keeping your car on the frickin' road. O'Reilly Auto Parts offers friendly, helpful service and parts knowledge you'll need for all your maintenance and repairs. They've got thousands of parts and accessories in stock either in-store or online, so you never have to worry if you're in a jam, all right? Whether you're a car expert or a rookie, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are knowledgeable, helpful, and best of all, super friendly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto do-it-yourself, and you can find what you need in-store or online. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub. This episode of the Schaub Show is also brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who save by switching to Progressive save nearly $750 on average, and auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts for having multiple vehicles in your policy, being a homeowner, and so much more. So just like your favorite podcast, Progressive will be with you 24/7, 365 days a year, so you're protected no matter what. Multitask right now. Whatever you're doing, get your quote on car insurance at Progressive.com to join over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states situations. Progressive. Let's move on. The rest of UFC 309. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe I was tired. I don't know what's going on. I was coming off 2 hours of sleep. I fucking hated it. I'm just being frank here. Now, the matchmakers have the toughest job in the world. Shout to Sean Shelby. Shout to Maynard. I love those guys. They're the best. Salt of the earth. They're doing the Lord's work out there. It's not an easy job. But they can't control the way a fighter fights. Because if you look at the card, right, and you go, Marcus McGee versus Jonathan Martinez. 2 young lions. This is going to be fight of the night written all over it. Jonathan Martin, a little trigger shy, kind of followed him around the ring, didn't cut the ring off. You get kind of a boring fight. Had some great leg kicks, but just not great. Like, fuck, all right. We didn't mean for that to happen. Rufy and James. You know, James fucking, what is he, from Peru or some shit? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Peruvian fucking zombie? Oh, this is going to be a showcase. That was, how real do I want to get on this Monday? James, with his accolades, and he's a beast. He's super talented, tough as they get. He shouldn't be on the main card of Madison Square Garden. He's not there yet. He has no business being there. The only reason he was there was to highlight Ruffy in order to be the next guy. That's the only reason he's there. It's no different than when a young boxer, they give him a can just so he can go southpaw to show off his head work and get a cool knockout to build his resume. James didn't get the memo. And the UFC didn't realize how fucking tough he is. That's the UFC. everyone's fucking good. So for Ruffy, he looked good. And, you know, and Rogan kept comparing him to Conor McGregor. A lot of similarities. I don't know if he has the swagger, but a lot of similarities. As the fight dragged on, there's some holes, right, with his gas tank and generating the power and stuff like that. He could be the next guy. Also, James missed weight twice, so, you know, but had a good performance. But also, him coming in that heavy allows him to take more shots. So that wasn't the game plan. The game plan was for him to get starched. He just didn't get the memo. And he's too fucking tough and missed weight. So he had a lot of water on the brain so he could take all those fucking shots. So you get that one, like, it was kind of fun. It dragged on.
You were tired.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, look, my takeaway from that fight, I'm really looking forward to Ruffy's next fight. And that's...
I think he has a long ways to go.
I'm still looking forward to it.
Me too. All day. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't say I never said I wasn't looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm just saying... His stock
but
rose.
You see, I disagree. If you can't put away a guy that missed weight twice and has no business being on the main card, it's like it's just not there. And nobody loves Bo Nickel more than me. I think he's the next great white hype. He's the best prospect we've had in since Jon Jones. He's so talented. I was ready for him after his second fight to fight Khamzat. After Saturday night's performance against Paul Craig, I went, oh, man, we got so much work to do. So much work to do. We are so far off from the top 10. We're so far off. We're 3 to 4 years. Khamzat, you talking about practice. Khamzat, the fuck you can do against Khamzat? The fuck are we going to do? You're not... That striking performance ain't being Khamzat. It ain't being Whitaker.
Yeah.
We have so far. We had a long ways to go. And that was a pro-Bo crowd. Booing him, overrated. Because before that, they're chanting his name, doing the Penn State thing, doing his thing. He's fighting in front of his favorite, Donald Trump. He had every reason to perform out there. And he gets on mic and goes, I thought it was a great performance. I'm like, fuck, dude. I think you're tad off. Now, you got the win, which is all that really matters. And I always hate when we push people too far, too fast. So I get a little bit, and this was a good test. But when you look at a strike, you're like, man, we got a ways to go. You talking about Khamzat? He was on Food Truck, a year ago, 2 years ago, talking about, I want to fight Khamzat right now. No, you don't. No, you don't. I want to fight Whitaker. No, you don't. No. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. And UFC is going to pump the brakes after that.
Who do you think's next then? Who's the perfect matchup for him after that win, but not top guy?
The Pirate with one eye. Show us your wrestling. Sharapova.
Sharp Bullet. Magomed, right?
Yep. That'd be a fun one. You gotta choose it wisely. He has a ways to go. I also don't like, and again, it's not the matchmaker's fault because they're going, all right. Paul Craig, who's a jiu-jitsu master, Bo Nickel, one of the greatest collegiate wrestlers of all time, huge prospect. Let's put them together. And you're hoping that Bo will do some wrestling, but what you get is Paul Craig, who's not a world beater when it comes to striking. He's just not what he does. On the ground all day, he's fantastic. Bo Nickel, not world class on his feet, by far from. He's only been striking for about 2-3 years, so he has a long ways to go when it comes to that department. But his wrestling, ungodly-like. Beat the shit out of your Dagestani heroes, monster. But when both men go, nope, you get really, really bad striking for 15 minutes. You get very amateur level striking for 15 minutes. You enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
That's wild to me.
The positive takeaway for me was he
passed the test.
He avoided the jiu-jitsu. He showed he can win.
Avoided. There was no attempts.
Yeah.
And Paul Craig jumped to guard, bud.
Yeah.
Jump to half guard. Because this striking ain't it for either of you. I can go to my fucking local amateur fight and see better striking. This isn't what the crowd wants. This isn't what the fan base wants. On a Madison Square Garden at the highest level, you have the greatest fighter of all fucking time fighting on the card. You have the greatest American heavyweight of all time fighting on the card. You're at Madison Square Garden, and y'all gonna pity patter with this amateur striking?
He showed he could get a win without his wrestling. He did what he had to do to win.
Yeah, that's the narrative. We can run on that. I looked at it and went, man, we got a ways to go. I was hoping for Hamzat next. You don't want those problems. We're so far off. Now, love Bo Nickel. We'll say this. The good thing is, like Kay said, he won a fight with his striking. Yeah, he's won fights before with his striking, getting knockouts. So maybe it's a different story if he does get the finish, but he just wasn't even close, right? So the positive is the only way to learn is by fighting. And he was able to get, he finally went past the first round, right? So he got 15 minutes of cage experience. That's probably the best thing I can say about that. He got the win, he got 15 minutes of cage experience, and he needs more experience. He needs a lot more experience. And the UFC has to be careful because you don't want to get that experience with a top 10 guy right now. We're far, far off.
I think it's good. I think, if we didn't get this fight and see this, and we do skyrocket him to the top, and then, it's that same, the Darren Till,
Agree. Yeah, I agree with you. But I think this goes, let's just, remember his last fight? We had some questions about his striking. Like, man, that didn't look great. And then you get this one, okay, it's still not great. So I think he was in this super HOV fast lane. And then this fight, he went to the fast lane. I think we got to pull him out of both those lanes, put him in the middle or the slow lane.
Not the slow lane.
Depending on what your slow is.
Yeah.
But you're not tossing him a top 10 guy.
Why do we expect his striking to be great?
So it wasn't, for me, it wasn't about his striking. It was, I expect him to mix it up and use his world-class wrestling no matter who the fuck it is. Like a Khabib. Khabib didn't give a black belt. You gotta go for a black belt. Look at this. Wrist control. Fuck you, dude. Check it out. You can't be that scared to take anybody down. Paul Craig, good. Fuck, dude, world class on the ground. I love that guy. His ground, I'd love to see his ground. What I want to see is when you fight a Paul Craig, you go into those dark areas. You go where he's good and you dominate. That's why I need ground and pound. Don't play his jiu-jitsu game. Dominate him with the wrestling, ground and pound, get him out of there. Can't be terrified to shoot a takedown. Khabib, you ever seen Khabib scared to shoot a takedown? You ever seen Islam Makhachev scared to shoot a takedown? Never. They're too dominant. They have too much faith in the wrestling. Even if it was another wrestler. What? NCAA champ? Very cool. Check this out. I've been wrestling GOAT since I was 3 months old. I want that for Bo. I dominate you with my wrestling no matter what the fuck you do. That's a contender. That's a world champion. Not, oh my God, this guy does jiu-jitsu. I'm going to keep it on the feet the entire time, not even attempt to take down.
All right, yeah. I agree with you there.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Dominate no matter what. Alex Pereira, cool. You striker? Very cool. Me too. I'm going to knock you out. Oh, it's going to be a left hook. I know. You see it on camera. You see it on film. Wait till you see it in person. Alex Pereira, we know. There's going to be no takedowns. He still knocks you out. I need that. That's what I want for him. I love Bo Nickel. I think he's the truth. I think he's the next big thing. He does everything right. This one, I just thought he could have dominated more. Dominate because a world-class wrestler will dominate a world-class jiu-jitsu guy. They should every time. If you don't play the games. Now, there's sometimes when you shoot in, if your head's on the wrong side or you make some mistakes, yeah, they're going to get it and it's going to be a short night for you. Cool. Put yourself in that position. Don't do that. Dominate him with your wrestling. That's your skill set, not striking. Don't give us poor amateur striking because then we can't put you on main cards anymore. Next fight, man, we might have to put you on the main event on the prelims now. depending on the matchup. That's how this goes. Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler. 5th round was fun. Outside that, the fuck? Yeah, Michael Chandler's been off for a hot second, dude. And he looked like it. He got absolute dominated. Now, is Charles Oliveira that fucking good? He looked huge, dude. He looked fucking fantastic. Is Charles that good? Or has Michael Chandler, father time caught up to him, fucking 40, took him a long time to shake that ring rust off. Finally, the 5th round, he woke the fuck up and gave us a round. So I get the roofie fight. I'm like, all right, good. Okay, here we go.
Couldn't be more polar opposites. I'm like jumping up.
You enjoyed that women's flyweight fight?
No, not that. Don't put me on the spot with that one, dog.
Dude, that fight.
Come on.
It's Madison Square Garden. What are they doing on there? Who the fuck put them on there?
How are you going to play me like that?
Well, you're the one that I thought was the greatest card of all time.
No, but I'm saying
Roofie, fun up and comer. You know, had some issues with cardio. Didn't expose a lot in the 3rd round. The fun part of that fight was that James cat from Peru, because he's a zombie. He's like, oh, cool, let's see him take all these shots. Like, all right, that's fun for a fucking contender fight. The women's flyweight, fuck you, dude. Give me my goddamn money back. Bo Nickel, Paul Craig. Oh, I'm watching 2 guys that can't strike for 15 minutes. Fuck my mouth. All right? And then Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler. Oh my God, Chandler looks 100 years old. He's barely throwing a single punch. Charles Oliveira is dominating him and not finish him. Fuck my mouth. But then 5th round, Chandler goes, oh, I'm going to wake up. And here's the thing. The most exciting thing was him getting dominated. He has Charles Oliveira wearing him like a fucking backpack. And he gets up, walks up, slams him. It does nothing. Charles just hangs on. Then he gets back up, slams. Everyone's like, oh my God, this is insane. It's like, well, no. He's down probably 10-8 on some cards for a lot of those rounds. This thing's not close. But it was exciting to see a guy stand up. What are we doing? Fuck my mouth.
But that's, Michael Chandler throwing caution to the wind, trying to get a win in the last round of the fight. That's why it's better than any other sport, because in the NBA, if you're down by 200 points in the 4th quarter, you can't win. In fighting, you can. And he was going out and trying to win.
He was trying.
I was standing up.
I could use that a lot. Oh, you were on your feet for that?
Yeah.
When he stood up? What'd you think he was going to do?
Not for that moment, but I'm like, he could catch him. Like he hurt him in the first fight.
Yeah.
Like this, we could have the same thing, but the opposite outcome. I was excited.
That would have been true if that happened.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like he attempted it and it didn't happen. Now, if that happened, you're like, fuck, dude, that co-main event was lit. That didn't happen. Here's the reality. What happened is he finally hurt Charles. And then he got tired. Charles took him down, and Chandler can wrestle his ass off, but he was fatigued. So for the whole fight, Charles would kind of get his back, leg sweep him, which ain't a fancy takedown, and then just kind of sit on his back and then hand fight for 20 minutes. And then did it again in the last round, and then we freak out because Chandler, instead of hand fighting, turning into him, trying to win the fight, stands up and smiles and then jumps backwards, which is usually the wrong thing to do, but then does it twice, and we're like, this is nuts. I went, oh, what a waste of fucking time.
Dude, that was awesome what he did.
It makes no sense.
It was fun.
Sure. It's cool, and it's something different for you guys to watch. As far as a fight analyst, it makes 0 sense in order to win the fight, which is the only reason you're there.
I'm with you there. He didn't.
It does nothing. Most of the time when you do that, it actually creates chaos, and the guy can usually get your neck even more.
But it didn't happen, and it was awesome.
And that's the problem. Nothing happened. And we're like, whoa, stand back up. Oh, this is crazy. He's standing back up. He got dominated for 24 minutes of that fight. And then lands one. You're like, oh, man, Charles is going to shell up here. Nope. He's going to take him down, stay on his back, and then instead of using proper technique trying to win the fight, He's going to waste time, stand up, smile at Trump or what the fuck he's doing, and slam him. And that technique does nothing.
You're taking the fun out of it. It was entertaining.
I'm sorry.
It was super entertaining, dude. But I understand your point. It's not him trying to win. It's him trying to show the crowd, excitement.
Yeah, and that's why we love Chandler. Like, win, lose, or draw, and lately there's been a lot more losses than draws or wins. You're going to get an exciting fight. And for 24 minutes of that fight, we didn't get that. And that's my issue. Now, Charles Oliveira looked fantastic, but what do you do? Now, he lost in split decision to Sarukian, and if it had been 5 rounds, I think he beats him. So there's a narrative there. If Sarukian were to beat Makhachev, he could run that back for 5 rounds. I think Charles beats him in 5. But if Makhachev wins, all right, Charles Oliveira, Makhachev, run it back even though he dominated. That division is a bit of a shit show, too. A lot of big names, a lot of older guys, and they've all fought each other. I didn't like this fight to begin with. Chandler Oliveira, I was like, okay, let's run it. Okay. I didn't ask for it, dude.
Are you in a mood today, dude?
It's Real Monday, man. I'm sorry if I'm being real with you guys, man.
Real Monday.
I saw that. I went, oh, all right, I've seen it. I know how Charles is going to win it. Hopefully it's exciting so he gets finished quick. Oh, no. It's going to go 5 rounds, pal. Yeah, he's going to dominate him for the entire fight. And you can fall asleep if you want because nothing's going to change. Well, but he stood up. I know. That does nothing in this game of fighting. It was insane, though. Again, fuckface, it does nothing in the sport of fighting. He did it twice, though. I know. Still, the second time does not matter, and it does nothing in the sport of fighting. You're not going to win by standing up with a guy on your back and jumping backwards. That's not how life works, is it? But you guys enjoyed it? Low information individuals. I'll just mess it up. Fight was shit. Yeah, and then you get Jon Jones, Stipe. You're like, oh, Stipe is a Cleveland corpse. Let's see this guy tee off on him. And then the spinning heel kick was cool. That's your night. Jim Miller was fantastic.
That was it. Yeah. So cool to see.
Yeah, man. The fights nobody asked for, you got. And then you're upset when you watch them. What'd you think was going to happen? It's taking a little break, then we jump right back in. This episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by Sure Shot, the world's first alcoholic detoxifier that reduces blood alcohol content as little as 30 freaking minutes. And you don't even have to wake up with a hangover. Forget that. It can do that for you. But if you're having a drink with the boys, then you got to sober up for a Little League game, for the Monday Night Football game, for dinner with your friends, dinner, company party, wherever it is. You want a sharp mind and body, liver support, well-being boost, gut support, hydration. That's what Sure Shot does for you. So have that drink on me, man. Just make sure you have a 4-pack of Sure Shot ready to go. Use the promo code Brendan to get 10% off, or go to your local Bevmo and pick up a 4-pack right now for you and the boys. Have that drink on me. SureShot.com, promo code Brendan. You know, I might be a little jaded too, because remember, I came from commentating Gamebred Bare Knuckle MMA. We had 10 fights, 10 finishes.
Yeah.
Brutal finishes. The main event ended a little weird. I have my thoughts on that. What Frank Tate did to Alex Nicholson should be illegal in all 50 states. This dude walked out with his dog. His walkout song was Snoop Dogg. Walked out with his dog to the fucking cage. His dog was in his corner. He hits him with a left hook in front of his children who were in Alex's corner crying because their dad's ass up, face down, out cold. And he's fighting at a disadvantage of 30 pounds. This giant black man who's every bit of 42 years old hits him with a left hook from fucking New Orleans that he didn't see and knocks him cold out. That fucking swole ass dog, before anybody else, comes into the ring, high fives his owner. That's what I'm used to. And y'all excited about a Michael Chandler jumping up and down with Charles Oliveira on his back. That's the difference. And I'm full of gumbo and seafood from Mahoney's. Y'all eating fucking Domino's, getting happy about a decision because the guy decided to jump up and down with another man on his back, which isn't even a technique we teach in this art of mixed martial arts. That's low information individual shit. Yeah, the knockouts were brutal, man. Joshua Weems, Jason Knight was the only decision. Forgot about that one. Guto's this glory fucking kickboxer just fucking knocked this kid out. I mean, it's so brutal and so entertaining. Maurice Green looked fantastic against Chase Sherman. I thought he was going to get starched, to be honest. And then he crocheted me a hat.
He's a crochet, what is it? The crochet boss, I think. Is the
crochet boss?
Yeah.
Dude, this hat's fucking dope. Before the fight, just Starbucks. Making fast, made me a hat. What size you wear, man? What? Dope, too. Quality work.
Bring it in.
Yeah, I should have.
I didn't know Alessio Sakara was on the card. He's old school, but he's...
he took Prince McLean down and broke his collarbone in 2 spots.
His collarbone.
And y'all want to get excited about a guy
who jumps up.
jumping up and down at the end of the round after getting his ass whooped for 25 minutes. We're not the same. What else you got, Jen?
Did you see this from Tom Aspinall as... I'll just play the damn video. Hold on.
Oh, he drops him. Oh. Well done, John.
So I guess just before the kick, he said, I would, if I was John, I would work kicks a little bit more, and then boom.
Oh, what gave you that idea? Because he's doing it for the entire fucking 2 rounds before this? That's what set up the knockout. That's why Stipe looked so fatigued. He kept kicking him hard to the fucking midsection. He's going to do the same thing to Tom. The difference is Tom's not going to be there.
Yeah, and apparently he was practicing that kick for like 6 months with the Taekwondo guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In order for Tom to fly, he needs John to run. Okay?
Okay. Can we just go over this? Like, I don't understand how Mike Tyson's ass is out there. What's the reason?
Well, that's his cup. So he puts his shorts on over that. Most guys go underwear or like spandex tighties, like compression shorts underneath, and then they put that on, and he just did the opposite.
He just didn't want to wear
And then Netflix
shorts.
like, hell yeah. His kid's time, he's like, oh God, cut. Like,
Yeah, that was the most bizarre thing.
it's fucking cool, man. You didn't know he's cheeked up, huh?
That's pretty cheeked up.
That boy's caked up. Everyone's like, this is so disrespectful. Why'd you post this of the GOAT Tyson? I'm like, oh no, this is a tribute, man. Are you kidding me? Do you know that the GOAT, Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson's caked up? This is a good thing. I'm not making fun of the guy. He got better ass than I do. That thing's cheeked up, dude. Shouts out to him. That's what that's about.
All right. Back to Jon Jones. He said he's willing to vacate the heavyweight title.
Yeah, but this was before the fight.
Yeah, but he also did mention that. But he said if he would win, he would do that and potentially fight Jamal Hill and Derek Lewis.
Yeah, none of that's happening. No, this is all negotiation, just bullshit, smoke and mirrors. None of that's happening.
I didn't think.
And then Dana also was like, John will, after seeing John versus Stipe, he's like, he will never fight Alex.
Yeah, but then he said if they both hound me about it, then it's possible. So I don't know.
It'd be a disaster because then John would have to give up the heavyweight belt. Then he's ducking. Because if it's just a money play for John, it's not even that he's ducking. He's just like, yeah, I'm older. I don't want to fight him. He's just, that's him admitting it if he fights Alex. Like, this much easier fight. But they're not going to pay John the type of money he wants to fight Alex. That's not happening.
Versus Tom.
Because if they're backing up the Brinks truck, you're fighting Tom. Mm-hmm. That's how this goes. Because you beating our biggest star right now, and you're going to be a huge favorite, you're just going to take him down elbow his face in, that ain't worth the money, man.
Yeah, that'd be bad for Alex.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
So I don't know if you noticed it, but during the Oliveira Chandler fight, apparently Chandler did a bunch of stuff that was bad.
Kept
like
grabbing the cage,
eye pokes, and then hitting the back of the head.
grabbing the gloves, hit the back of the head. But no, you guys love this fight.
Dude. So this is what, I don't know who this is, Jerry Sai. Michael Chandler threw 20 hammer fists in the back of the head of Charles Oliveira and no deduction.
Yeah, it was weird.
Okay. Here's a quick one. Robelis Despain, who was like a real high prospect.
Yeah,
joined
karate
UFC.
combat, dude. Yeah, savage.
Yeah, so he fought 3 times UFC, lost twice, and they released him, and now he's with Karate Combat.
Nice.
Alrighty. What do you think about this whole glove stuff? Apparently, the new gloves came out. People didn't like them, so they did the old gloves for the Stipe Jon Jones fight.
It's not that people didn't like him. You're missing the boat here. The thing is knockdowns were significantly lower. So
I heard that too, but I heard
no. That's not like I heard. These are facts. So since they changed the gloves, the knockouts and finish rate has gone significantly lower. That's all the UFC cares about. That's what their bread and butter is. So they went, fuck this. And from my understanding is Dana's like, we're going to use the old gloves. It just happens to be the Jon Jones. I think Jon Jones probably helped. Was like, dude, these gloves suck. And Dana was like, he's right. And the finishes rates are lower. Let's make the switch. The problem is they don't have enough of the old gloves for the entire card. So the old gloves will only be used on pay-per-views. The new gloves will be used on all the Fight Night and Apex cards.
Yeah. You know,
until they get enough orders of the old version.
yeah,
It was a good try. I don't hate on UFC. Yeah, tried it. Oh, man. We're getting less finishes, and the fighters don't like these gloves. Yeah, my bad. We tried. We thought we did. My bad. Good on UFC. Some people, they invest all this money in the new glove, all this shit, and they're like, man, we invested too much. You guys are just going to have to figure it out. The UFC went, my bad. Yeah, we'll take the L on this. Go back to the old ones. That's all it is.
And if the fighters want it, then that's the main thing.
That's all that matters.
So Mikey Musumeci, he signed with UFC.
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
Says
for BJ.
First of many. Does that mean they're going to sign Gordon Ryan too?
I don't know, but it's for a BJJ thing for a fight pass.
Yeah. Yeah. Jiu-Jitsu kicks ass on Fight Pass. And really the pioneer of that is Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
Yes. So they should be thanking Eddie Bravo for that. Anyone who signs with them should be thanking Eddie Bravo.
Alrighty. Let's just do this one first. So Nick Diaz is out of his fight with Vicente Luque.
Why? Because he's trying to set bushes on
Stuff
fire.
on fire.
And now they're connecting him to that YMCA that burnt down in Stockton.
Really? All right. Okay, let's move on. This is not a big deal. Oh, this was crazy, right? Seeing Elon Musk, Donald Trump.
No, hold up. The whole
Dana.
cabinet was there.
Yeah.
So RFK was there. Tulsi Gabbard was there. Vivek was there. Elon. Yeah, all of them.
It was insane to watch, man. I was like,
It was
what
cool,
the
huh?
hell? Yeah, super cool.
And all the fighters giving tribute to Trump, doing the dances, Bo Nickel doing the golf. It was cool.
Dana White believes that Conor McGregor will probably be back at the end of 2025.
See, this is why everyone makes fun of Chandler for continuing to call out the Conor fight. To me, Conor Chandler is the fight. Chandler's clearly older in the tooth, clearly not at the elite level. Conor's been out for God knows how long, doing all the blow, going through the rape trial, doing all this shit. You don't toss him in there with some killer like Dan Hooker, Sarukian, some savage. They toss him in there with a guy like Chandler. That's what we want. They should still do that fight.
This came out of nowhere. Tommy Fury versus Darren Till at Misfits Boxing.
That's actually really exciting. I hope Darren Till wins.
Aren't they like, isn't Darren Till like way bigger? I would imagine. No, because Tommy Fury did fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul was like 200 something. So
Yeah. They'll figure it out. I hope Till wins that fight, though.
What do you think of this? UFC 310 has Kron Gracie coming back versus Bryce MItchell.
Again, hopefully Bryce MItchell and Kron grapple. If it's both of them striking, fuck my mouth. Okay? Case?
Okay.
It's a great matchup. If they decide to engage in the grappling, that's what we want to see. Who's a better grappler in mixed martial arts? Not who's better at shitty striking.
All right, here's just some random ones. My girl, Alexa Grasso, she broke her leg during training.
Ah, damn. Send her some love,
I
dog.
will. Let's go to this. This is I think I played this before, but this is from one championship, and they redid this, or reposted this. This guy had a dent in his leg after a kick.
That's an old one. We're out of current events, huh?
I mean, this. Oh, this one is the big one.
There's some
Shavkat.
big news, champ. We're bringing up old shit, dog. Shavkat in Machado Gary's fantastic fight. I definitely think Machado can win this fight. Won't be that exciting if he does, but I think he can do it. Fantastic fight. Great fight.
And Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley.
Wee. Ooh, wee, wee. Dude, Colby Covington, Joaquin Buckley, fantastic. Ian Machado Gary, Shavkat, fantastic. Ian and Shavkat both said, like, we're disappointed in the welterweight division. So many people turned down the fight.
Yep.
It's great, man.
They're the only two guys that are
That should be for a belt.
like a BMF.
No, for
an actual
interim.
belt?
Yeah. Because Bilal's hurt. Think about it. Shavkat was supposed to fight Bilal for the belt. He's hurt. Why not do an interim belt? Winner of that, though, we going Sizzler.
All right, that's pretty much it for current events. Let's go to the fights this weekend. Petr Yan versus Davison Figueiredo.
That's a fun. This is in China?
Is this the one that's... Yeah.
Yeah. What time is it at?
What was the case of the time?
3
3
p.m.
a.m. Pacific.
That is insane.
I ain't waking up.
No, but I like to watch fights afterwards.
Oh, I
So
don't. I
fast
hate
forward.
it. I hate it.
You hate everything today, dude, by the way.
No, I don't like watching fight because you just better not go on social media.
No, yeah,
or
of
your
course.
texts.
But for a fight card like this, I don't mind.
Yeah, don't do it in China though, right? Fuck off. That's a great fight too. That main event's fantastic.
Yeah.
Ozdemir, Carlos Ulberg, that's fantastic. Do you have to do it in China? Do any of those guys have fans in China? Good luck with that prelim naming the fighters. Good luck.
I know, dude.
Go ahead. Good luck. Is that it, dude?
That's it, man.
All right, guys. Well,
Is this all?
thanks for watching. Yep, Drive Fast, all gas. We're doing early Black Friday right now. 20-time entry bonus entries when you buy anything on the DriveFastAllGas.com. Enter to win this 2024 Dark Horse. So many upgrades: Roush, GTD, carbon fiber, Anderson composite, bigger rotors, custom interior, boreless stainless steel exhaust. Everything on this car has been done. So go get you some. It ends December 15th. So enter right now, DriveFastAllGas.com. That's it, kids. Love you. We're out.